They saw the ink and rolled their eyes.
A butterfly on a soldier's forearm at a Tier 1 base. Surely a joke. They thought she was just a clerk, just a woman with a pretty face and a ridiculous tattoo. Until a SEAL commander walked in, caught a glimpse of her arm, and saluted first. The sun blazed down on Camp Hawthorne, deep in the unforgiving sands of Djibouti. Private First Class. Sarah Mitchell walked between armored vehicles, clipboard in hand. Logistics Division. The kind of soldier no one looked twice at. Her boots were polished, her reports accurate, her voice soft but direct. And above her right wrist, an intricately inked butterfly tattoo that made her invisible to everyone who mattered. "She's got a butterfly on her arm," one infantry guy muttered. "What's she going to do? Flutter at the enemy?" Laughter followed. Sarah ignored it. She moved through the base like a ghost. Well-liked by supply officers, invisible to the brass, utterly forgettable to the Tier 1 operators who used her department for resupply. Until Tuesday, a blacked-out convoy pulled into base. 6 figures stepped out, all bearded, scarred, silent. The kind of men who spoke with their eyes and made walls feel smaller. Sarah was at the supply desk when they approached. "You the clerk?" the lead SEAL asked. "I'm the logistics officer," she replied without blinking. He smirked. "Didn't ask for your resume, Butterfly," one of the younger operators chuckled. "I've seen more muscle on a Starbucks barista." She handed them their requisitioned crate, posture firm, expression calm. But then the last man stepped forward. Older than the others, white hair at the temples, eyes like scorched iron. Authority radiated from every fiber. He froze when he saw her tattoo. The room went silent as he straightened, blinked once, then slowly raised his hand in a formal salute. The other SEALs stared in confusion. Sarah hesitated just for a moment, then returned it. "Permission to speak freely, ma'am?" he asked, voice low. She nodded. He leaned in and whispered 4 words no one expected. "You were at Velasquez." Every muscle in the room tightened. The butterfly tattoo wasn't just a design, it was a symbol. Coded, issued only to members of a top-secret joint operation known by code name Velasquez. A mission that went off books 5 years ago and left 23 operatives unaccounted for. Everyone presumed them dead. Sarah Mitchell was one of them. "How are you still active?" the younger SEAL asked, this time with no sarcasm. But Sarah was already walking back toward the warehouse. The commander remained standing, eyes locked on the corridor she'd disappeared into. "She's not just active," he muttered. "She's the reason we're alive." The next morning, whispers spread like wildfire. Someone had printed a snapshot of her tattoo and taped it near the mess hall with "Poser" scribbled in red marker. Sarah walked past it without a word, sat alone, facing the wall. That's when Lieutenant Sandoval and Major Rikers entered. Both career soldiers known for being unforgiving to anyone who hadn't earned their place. "Looks like her tattoo has more clearance than her IQ," Sandoval said loudly. Rikers approached, tapping the photo. "You think putting that emblem on your skin makes you one of them?" Sarah looked up, eyes clear and steady. "No," she said flatly. "But my CO wore it on his chest the day we breached a compound in Nuristan." "I was third in." Rikers froze. "What did you say?" Sarah stood up slowly. "You've had your laugh. Now let me speak with someone who knows what that emblem means." She marched straight to the door marked "Operations" and knocked once. "Enter." Came a rough voice. Colonel Dean Marcus looked up as she stepped in. She pulled out a folded paper and laid it on his desk. Worn, creased, stamped with multiple security seals. Marcus opened it and froze. The first line read, "Operation Velasquez, redacted." Below it, Operative Code, Ember 2, Tier 1 designated marksman. "This can't be right," Marcus whispered. Sarah pulled back her sleeve, revealing the full tattoo. A black butterfly encircled with coordinates. "That's the Ember Code. Only 2 of us had it. The others buried in Arlington." Marcus stood up, walked around the desk, and saluted. Through the open door, soldiers in the hallway stopped moving. Colonel Marcus, decorated and hard as nails, saluting a private. Word spread instantly. By noon, the entire base buzzed like a kicked hornet's nest. The same recruits who had laughed now gave her wide berth. Major Rikers showed up at the commander's office an hour later. "She's bluffing, sir. Sit down," Marcus ordered. He tapped the file. "That emblem on her arm is an Ember Sigil, Black Class. Her service record is stored 6 floors below the Pentagon in a vault guarded by Marines." He leaned forward. I've only seen that tattoo once before. On Declan Roy, the commander who sacrificed himself to save 5 of our men in Nuristan. The day he died, Ember 2 dragged 2 of them out under enemy fire. Rikers paled. "You mocked a ghost, Major." The next morning, General Kavanaugh arrived by Black Hawk. Within 5 minutes, Sarah was summoned to his office. "Do you know what this paper means?" he asked, holding up her clearance. "I do, sir." "Then you know what trouble it brings when it surfaces." "I didn't reveal anything until I was cornered." The general sighed. "Declan Roy trusted you. You saved 2 of my men that night. That makes this personal." He turned to Marcus. "She stays. Full access reinstated. And let the base know no one mocks her again." By afternoon, a silent transformation rippled across the base. The Ember tattoo was no longer a joke. It was a legend walking. But Sarah returned to her post at the southern gate. Same boots, same uniform, same quiet stare toward the horizon. Now, when soldiers passed by, they saluted first. She was never there for recognition. She was there for the moment no one else expected. That moment came at 0420 hours when the first explosion shattered the morning stillness. The entire base jolted awake as comms crackled with fragmented commands. Possible breach on the northern perimeter. No visual. Then the blackout hit. Every light on the eastern grid died. Security cameras went dark. Except one place. Checkpoint Echo, where Sarah stood. She removed her static-filled earpiece and scanned the horizon. In the distance, something moved. Low, silent, wrong. 4 black figures leaped from a hovering chopper and hit the ground running. Sarah flicked her M4's safety off. The silent alarm on her belt was dead. No backup. No cameras. No command. Only her and them. The first intruder reached the fence and cut through like paper. Sarah fired once. He dropped instantly. The second threw a flashbang. She closed her eyes, counted to 3, then popped up. 2 more shots. Another down. The last man bolted for cover. Sarah jumped the barricade, moving low and fast. Her movements weren't standard infantry. They were surgical, fluid, silent. By the time he reached the checkpoint tower, she was already behind him. On your knees. He turned, raising his weapon. Too late. Minutes later, backup arrived. APCs rolled in, soldiers shouting. Colonel Marcus was first on foot, sidearm drawn. 5 bodies on the ground. One woman standing over them, blood on her sleeve, not hers. "Report," Marcus barked. "They bypassed radar." EMP drone over northern sector. "All neutralized. Alone?" She nodded. No time to wait. General Kavanaugh arrived, face pale. "That tattoo," he muttered. It wasn't a warning. It was a promise. Intel later confirmed the infiltrators were part of a rogue paramilitary strike team testing vulnerabilities on U.S. installations. No one expected resistance. Certainly not from her. Sarah was offered medals, promotion, reactivation of her Ember clearance. She refused most of it, accepting only to remain where she was, at the edge of the base, watching, guarding the place everyone forgot. And the tattoo? They don't laugh at it anymore. They salute it. Because now, when recruits see it, they don't whisper poser. They whisper, "That's Mitchell." And if you ask what the emblem means, they'll tell you it doesn't mark who she was. It marks who's still standing when everyone else is gone. The butterfly wasn't decoration. It was a grave marker that happened to flutter. And sometimes when the base sleeps and shadows move where they shouldn't, that flutter becomes wings of steel. What do you think? Have you ever met someone whose quiet presence carried a hidden strength or untold story? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Silent Legends for more stories that honor the silent heroes among us.